First up, the iconic mock rock band Spinal Tap is back with a brand new movie, Spinal Tap 2. The End Continues. We've got the inside scoop on whether this reunion lives up to the hype, revisiting the legendary characters like Derek Smalls, Nigel Tufnel, and David St. Hubbins, and seeing if they can still go to 11. But that's not all. We're also digging into a lost interview from 1991 with Spinal Tap themselves, where Michael McKean, Christopher Guest, and Harry Shearer spill the tea on their legacy, potential reunions, and even a surprising cover of Tom's Diner. Then, we're breaking down the reviews for Spinal Tap 2. The End Continues. Is it a hit or a miss? We'll tell you if the dull jokes and great tunes deliver the classic Spinal Tap experience fans have been waiting for, and if Rob Reiner's return to directing this sequel hits the right notes. And finally, we're giving you a full review of Spinal Tap II. Is it a comedy, a documentary, or a musical masterpiece? We've got all the details on the star-studded cameos, the new dynamics, and whether this sequel truly captures the spirit of the original. Don't go anywhere, and make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues is here, and the legendary Derek Smalls, Nigel Tufnel, and David St. Hubbins are back. This sequel aims to recapture the magic of the 1984 classic. This is Spinal Tap, which gave us unforgettable gags like amps going up to 11 and drummers meeting bizarre fates. The film sees the band reuniting for a comeback show in New Orleans, guided by Marty DiBergi, played by Rob Reiner, and facing challenges from a new music impresario, Simon Howler. The original trio, portrayed by Harry Shearer, Christopher Guest, and Michael McKean, are older but seemingly not much wiser, embarking on this reunion with eccentric jobs in tow. The movie navigates their return to a vastly changed music industry, with Ian Faith's daughter, Faith, stepping in as their manager. While it dials down the original's rampant sexism, it offers some decent visual gags and classic Spinal Tap dialogue. The film also boasts an impressive lineup of cameos, including Paul McCartney and Questlove, Chad Smith, and Lars Ulrich appearing virtually. The highlight is undoubtedly Elton John joining the band for a memorable performance of Stonehenge. Despite trading heavily on past glories, the film reminds us that it's such a fine line between stupid and clever. Don't miss what these aging rockers have to say about their past. Up next, a rare look back at Spinal Tap's lost 1991 interview. Step back in time to January 1991, when a music journalist unexpectedly found themselves on the phone with the legendary Spinal Tap members David St. Hubbins, Michael McKean, Nigel Tufnel, Christopher Guest, and Derek Smalls, Harry Shearer. This rare interview, conducted just as the soundtrack for This Is Spinal Tap was being re-released on CD, offered a candid glimpse into the minds of the mock rock icons. The band members, speaking in character, discussed their legacy, with St. Hubbins calling their history a cautionary tale for aspiring musicians. They touched upon their solo careers, Smalls' work with Christian metal bands like Lamb's Blood, and Tufnel's quirky stint in the Swiss Army. A particularly intriguing revelation was their unreleased version of Suzanne Vega's a cappella hit Tom's Diner, which they recorded over the phone. The interview also highlighted their differing perspectives on a potential reunion, with Smalls expressing a cautious optimism and Tufnel focusing on the band's core tenets: humanistic and loud. Despite the decades past and the band's notoriously difficult history, the interview revealed a shared sentiment that it's hard to know where we would go, really, except it would be forward together at the same time. From a lost interview to a critical look at their latest venture. Next, we dissect the reviews for Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. The reviews are in for Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, and while the music might be great, the jokes are falling a bit flat. This sequel picks up 40 years after the iconic 1984 mockumentary, This Is Spinal Tap, which launched the careers of Rob Reiner, Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, and Harry Shearer. The film revisits the legendary trio as they reunite for one last show in New Orleans, spurred by a TikTok viral hit of one of their old songs. The plot follows David St. Hubbins, McKean, scoring true crime podcasts, Nigel Tufnel, Guest, running a cheese shop, and Derek Smalls, Shearer, managing a glue museum. While the film features strong musical performances and charming moments, particularly during rehearsals, many critics feel it rehashes old gags with less energy. The dynamic between St. Hubbins and Tufnel, once compelling, now feels tired, and the new cast members don't add much excitement. However, the film does shine in its incorporation of unused footage from previous projects and includes notable cameos, including Elton John performing Stonehenge. Director Rob Reiner's return to the franchise is met with mixed reactions, with some praising his polished production while others question the necessity of the sequel. Ultimately, Spinal Tap 2 is deemed more successful as a musical performance than a comedy or documentary, potentially driving soundtrack sales despite its narrative weaknesses. But is it a comedy, a documentary, or something else entirely? We've got the full review of Spinal Tap II coming up. Spinal Tap II has arrived, and it's a film that defies easy categorization, blending comedy, documentary elements, and stellar musical performances. Picking up 4 decades after the groundbreaking, this is Spinal Tap. The sequel sees the legendary mock rock band, David St. Hubbins, Nigel Tufnel, and Derek Smalls reuniting for a comeback concert. The narrative unfolds with the band members pursuing eccentric post-rock careers. St. Hubbins scoring true crime podcasts, Tufnel indulging in cheese artistry, and Smalls curating a glue museum. Their reunion is orchestrated by Ian Faith's daughter, Hope, and promoter Simon Howler, aiming to fulfill a contractual obligation. While the film attempts to recreate the comedic magic of its predecessor, critics note that many jokes feel rehashed and lack the original's punch, especially with the trio nearing 80. The central conflict between St. Hubbins and Tufnel, though providing some poignant moments, becomes repetitive. However, the film truly shines in its musical sequences, showcasing the band's enduring talent during rehearsals and culminating in a show-stopping performance of Stonehenge with none other than Elton John. The movie is further bolstered by celebrity cameos and effective use of archival footage. Despite its comedic shortcomings and a questionable directorial choice by Rob Reiner to revisit the franchise, Spinal Tap II offers a charming musical experience that will likely satisfy fans, especially with its strong soundtrack potential. That's all the news for today, but we'll be right back with a lightning round recap and your final call to action. And that's a wrap on today's Flashbeat. We've seen Spinal Tap return to the stage in Spinal Tap 2. The End Continues, delved into their hilarious lost 1991 interview, and dissected the reviews for their latest film. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Flashbeat for all your entertainment news, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments which Spinal Tap moment is your all-time favorite, and follow us on social media for more exclusive content.